Hey guys, I'm back with another reaction today, and I took it back a little further. So I went back about 3 years into their history, and today they're being taught some gun safety. So I thought that because of his recent rights being restored, that this would be interesting to cover. It's only a like 12 or 13-minute video, but I'm going to go ahead and start it here.
This one, we're gonna shoot for that right there. Shoot for that little circle right there.
So when I get over here by this target, you see, and you went right through it. It did it. Look. All right, we have our air rifle instructor out here, Sean. He's been teaching us about safety, gun safety, how to handle the gun, how you're supposed to hold the gun, where you're supposed to position your finger.
Tim was modeling. He wanted to have a certain stance while Megan was introducing this clip right here, and I'm gonna go back just a second so y'all can catch it. He wants to look a certain type of way, and I can just tell, not just his stance, but his facial expression and everything. Like, I don't know what his obsession is with guns, but he has one, and he can say differently, but there's too much emphasis that has been put on it for somebody who has been in trouble with the law. It's just like certain things I wouldn't highlight, but he's proud of this moment, and here we are 3 years ago. But yeah, just pay attention to his stance as she's walking up on them.
Target, you see, and you went right through it. It did it. Look. All right, we have our air rifle instructor out here, Sean. He's been teaching us about safety, gun safety, how to
How do I want it? Let me get it right. I gotta look a certain type of way for this moment right here.
handle the gun, how you're supposed to hold the gun, where you're supposed to position your finger, everything at all times. For
Don't even want to move. He wants that angle. Let me hold it. Let me hold this angle. It's like a movie is playing up there or something. Like something that he's wanting to live out. Cowboys and Indians or Scarface, something is playing up there that he has to get out of his system. I don't know. Boys in the hood. I don't know, something.
safety.
The first rule of gun safety is that we treat every gun as if it was loaded,
Okay.
even if it was a toy gun.
All right,
You
first
treat
rule.
that toy gun as if it was loaded. Second rule of gun safety: never point a firearm at anything that you don't want to put a hole in it or you don't want to destroy.
Okay.
Never point a firearm at anything that you don't want to put a hole in it or destroy. The third rule of gun safety is never place your finger on the trigger until you have acquired your target in your sight. Never point a firearm. Never put your finger on the trigger, whether it's a rifle or a handgun, on the trigger until you have acquired your target. All right. Number 4 of gun safety is to know your target and know what is behind the target. You know what I'm saying? So, because see, that knows what is going through that target. Or if you miss something, you need to know what's on the other side of that target.
That's right.
So know your target and know what's beyond your target. And that is your 4 basic rules of handgun. If you always practice those things right there, 99.999, then you probably never ever have a mistake.
I'm glad we got it on camera now. Like I can go back over
And review it, yeah.
Because it said that those 4 things you need to like wake up in the middle of the night and you poke those.
And especially if you got any kind of weapon in your house. He said, this is my thing.
My one question is, for a person who does not have gun rights, why does he have anybody out there teaching him how to shoot any type of weapon? He left that facility with those rights taken. And it's a million other things he could focus on. What is so important about, because you don't have that right, let me teeter-totter around it. Let me get as close to the fire as I can without getting burned.
I don't like to let anybody touch a firearm unless I teach them the gun safety. I don't believe nobody even supposed to own a firearm unless they know those basic rules of gun safety. Because most people, even before I learned the rules, I was doing things unsafe for the firearm. Now, I never shot anybody, but I was doing things unsafe. And I've been around hundreds of people that are experienced people with guns, and they do things unsafe all the time because they have never learned the rules of gun safety.
So Tim is out here. He's a pretty good shot so far.
Now, Megan is the one that has gun rights. Megan is the one that supposedly owns a gun just in case, and has been teased by her husband for not being a good aim. So if anybody should be getting lessons right now, to me, it would be her getting the lessons, because she's the one who has to ultimately protect the family, right? Should a bear come along, or the lion that he keeps talking about, or any beast out of this brush back here, she's the only one that can legally hold a gun. So why not this be about her getting this lesson, because she can legally carry it out.
He's practicing with his Folgers can as a target. So we're going to watch him.
What you shooting at? Then what you shooting at so we'll know.
Shooting at the F on the folder.
The F on the Folgers can.
I like to maybe put my finger around it after I get a little bit. And you just put that on up there. You're going to stay. Put the arm, get everything locked in. That right there. You want everything as stable as you want to. Right.
With Hotels.com, members save up to 20%.
Is this making sense to y'all? I know that it was just more footage for him back then, but at the same time, his wife is right there recording, and rather than give her the lesson, because he makes it seem like she needed it and he didn't, but then he's the one getting the lesson right now, and it's not even legal to have an actual firearm. The internet has been acting up, so bear with me. But while it's trying to catch up and maintain itself, he's showing what's actually going on up there when you watch something like this.
When you shot, I seen you do that right there. Kind of pick your head up. You want to follow through and keep your eye. If you pop a can, pull the trigger with your eye still on the target. Don't
see the bullet go all the way through.
The thing, once if I could do some firearms, what most folks get bad about, especially shooting a gun, and they'll do this, pop and look to see where they shot.
Looking through the scope.
I'm coming with a firearm, just like a pistol. People will do this here, pow, and then look to see where it went to, and you're supposed to pow and try to keep your eye on the end of the barrel.
I guess.
The man is teaching him, and he does his typical him, and is still trying to finish the sentence for the man. Now, everything that Tim said is the opposite of what the man was saying. The same as with the Godcast the other night when Megan was trying to give her understanding of a scripture, and he's trying to finish her sentence for her and don't even know the direction that she's headed in. Be the student. At some point, just shut up and be the student. Like, you have called this man out here to teach you something that you legally can't do, and then you still want to act like, well, I already know. Then what is he there for? Shut up and listen. He's actually correcting you in that moment, which means you did something wrong. Rather than listen to him, take the correction, and practice it, you want to try and beat the sentence out of his mouth about something you just did wrong. Goodness.
That's what happened. I moved up. I did the same thing both times. I know why I got hot. Getting close to it. Because I was on the F, but then as I was pulling the trigger, I was moving it up.
Next week, we're gonna shoot for that right there. Shoot for that little circle right there.
So he said that he knows why he was off the target, and now he's telling verbally why he was off the target. He's not going to allow for the instructor to tell him what he did wrong. He's not going to take one for the team that I really needed this lesson. I don't know what I'm doing either. It's not just my wife. I'm not a good shot. I got close, but I didn't hit my target. And I'm glad that the instructor asked him to say what he was trying to do before he did it, because you have no wiggle room. You can't say that this is what you were aiming for. Oh man, I got my shot. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But he wants to help him finish his sentence. Then when he can't wiggle out of something, well, let me give my explanation for why this happened. Like the man don't know why it happened. He's an expert at what he does. He knows why it happened. He doesn't need for you to tell him that. But Mr. Narc does not want to look bad for everybody, because, you know, he have to keep his chest bowed out, and he missed the target. That's just plain and simple. It's all grainy now. Ugh.
Yeah.
Mama almost got stuck.
Okay, good.
I saw you over there.
And for this particular lesson, shouldn't the kids be somewhere else? Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing for them to witness. I don't like their proximity to it. I don't like, because it's easy for them to dart out and do something that kids would do. Why not have them back there somewhere? You know, just me. If I was out there with my making excuses husband with this firearm, my kids would definitely be in the background somewhere. I would have to turn periodically and check on them, because they wouldn't be right there in arm's reach where they can have any type of mishap.
My kid was hard when I took my kids in the car and it was
That's Grandma Lily. I don't know why my quality just got so bad all of a sudden. Like, I know it's just been issues in the area. But I was watching YouTube earlier today. No issues. Everything just fine, but now it's all grainy. But that's Grandma Lily, so she has the boys. Should have had them while her son was playing target practice, but okay, so here she is back then, on the scene.
Tim's gonna do one more shot.
Okay.
Tim is a grown man, but I'm gonna put myself in his mom's shoes, and if it were my son, I wouldn't be supporting it. You spent a long time in jail. Actually, correction, you spent a long time in prison, and you came out with that right revoked. I would not be co-signing on you having this day. It's just not responsible on anybody's part. And just hold up. Because this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Is this it? No, a little bit further. Now look at that child. Look at the child. And this is 3 years ago, so that size, that has to be Tim Jr. Tim is not pointing in his direction, but where he is, he's not far from it. That's any type of accident could happen, and I'm surprised that even the instructor is not saying anything. The instructor is back here. Why is he up there? What if his elbow slips going down the hood of this truck? It's going to go instantly in that direction right there. Like anything could happen. He's actually getting a lesson right now, which means that he's not sure of anything about this situation. This is a lesson, and look at where his son is standing. I just said that when I heard their voices, and look at this. And I have not watched this video before ever in life. I've was just going down the list of titles, and I'm like, yep, that's the one right there that I'm covering for today. But look at this. He knows where to stand. Why wouldn't he say, hold up, let's make sure that the child is in a safe place? Sense. It's not common. That's the running thing for me. Sense is not common out there. Goodness. Everybody is behind him but Tim Jr.
I saw the bullet go through.
I'm telling you, so when I get over here by this target, you see.
So I'm assuming that because we didn't hear the beginning of it, she said, I'm telling you, so when I get over here by this target. So I guess she's letting him know that she's going out there. But where was the announcement for Tim Jr. to move back? When you are, I want to say a parent, but I can only speak for mothers. When you are a mother, you have to be, well, I'll just say you have to have eyes everywhere at all times. That's up until they're probably 10, 11 years old. You just have to. You can never get comfortable when they're little unless you train them very, very well. And those boys have not been trained well. It's just something missing which I'm gonna say is wisdom. She does not have wisdom around her. He ran her wisdom off. She did not get that download, and we see it in her actions. Now I'm saying her because I'm a female, but I feel like it's both parents' responsibility, not just the woman. But I already know who we're dealing with, which is the whole point in my channel in the first place. So, I have to hold her more accountable than him.
He went right through it. He did it. Look,
Happy
he
now.
did. He made it right in there.
Not center though, but
Yeah.
he did hit it.
Yep, and right here. He just made it in a circle. Look at that. Yep, right here.
Okay, Megan, we see it.
Go to.
Now you need to
I
practice.
left the gun, I followed it all the way through. And I saw it when it
Yeah, thing all right, now
All
what
right.
you trying?
I'm glad to see that it's her turn. If you are my husband, and I know that you don't have gun rights, and I know that if you are caught with a firearm, that could send you back to finish that sentence, I would not allow for it to happen on my watch. I'm going to have to speak up. I'm going to have to be the wiser person. I'm going to have to put my foot down so that you don't mess up our family dynamic by being irresponsible and trying to live out childhood dreams. But she doesn't do that. She's the only one that ever should have had that in her hand. He messed these rights up. He should not even be allowed to do this, because he's not practicing for this. He's practicing for the real thing. That's what he wants in his hand, is the real thing. That's what he has worked to restore, is the real thing. There's no way he should have been practicing this back then. I just feel like priorities are off with this whole subject right here. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stick by it. Priorities are way off when he's putting so much emphasis on this gun and having a gun. If he never held another gun for the rest of his life, he would still be Tim. If he never shot another gun in his life, he would still have his boys. If he never picked up a gun and restored those rights, he would still have Megan. Nothing about his life is going to change because he has this gun, but for some reason he has to have it. The obsession is obvious.
To do whatever you're trying to get, you want it right in the middle of the X. You want the X right in the middle of whatever you.
It's Megan with a head full of hair. For women that know, actually we almost wearing the same hairstyle. For women that know, the shrinkage is real. And that looks like her hair had some decent length to it back then. Like, regardless of the curl pattern, you know that when you stretch that out, that there's going to be some length there. And it looks thick. It looks full. It looks healthy. It's a natural hairstyle. But she had a head full of hair. Just imagine stretching out one of her coils and how long her hair is. This is why I said she don't need another relaxer. Whatever she was doing then, her hair was able to still withstand some of the stresses that she was going through because she didn't have that chemical working against her as well. But a head full of hair. And now it's just out of there.
You're trying to hit. Try to shoot at the same thing he shot at that thing. So you jumped. I saw you jumped and everything like that. It scared you, and you jumped.
Mm-hmm. Let's.
Shut up, Tim. Yeah. He was scared she was going to do better than him. He held his breath, waiting in anticipation to see And because he got his last shot right, now he feel like he got rights to speak up and say something. Like we didn't see the other tries that you failed. He irritates my soul. Oh, he does. That personality is just ugly. Oh, it's so ugly.
I think he might have hit. I think that's new bullet right hole right there. Is that a new hole? I believe that's you, right?
Look like Megan got center of that hole that he got at the top of. I'm gonna wait and see, but that's what I saw.
I think that's a new hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, you close. That's great shooting.
Okay.
Good shooting.
Good job, good job.
Yeah, I got closer
I think she hit it right there. She was aiming right there. And hit right there. Yeah. Now I was aiming right there. You see what I hit?
He's not showing in the camera. He's not showing us where she hit. But when he was lifting it up, and I'll try and back it up a little and pause it. But if this is the circle, Tim hit somewhere up in here, like right before you get out of the line. There's a hole now right in here that looks like, well, it wasn't there before, so I'm gonna back it up just a little though and see if we can catch it.
Oh.
Okay, so if y'all can see that, right up there is Tim, down here is Megan. Or if not, she got that one right up there in the upper corner. I'm not sure which of the two is hers, but I know that this first one up above the 250 is Tim because they showed that one. The other hole was made, I don't know when, but one of those two is hers. He's not telling us which one. So it leads me to believe hers is more the center one because he's not going to give her props. He took that can completely out of frame. And we know that he likes to document everything. He lifted it to the point that he's not filming it anymore. He's doing that on purpose. We know he don't miss a shot. He has never had that camera in his hand and go back editing and say, man, I tried to get X, Y, and Z and it was out of focus. I didn't realize it was out of focus. He does not miss his shots. But we don't get to see where she hit that can. Very interesting, very telling. So he said that she was not a good shot and she goes along with it. But this video is showing something different. He talked about whatever it was that she was shooting at not too long ago. Well, it's been a while ago, but it was after this. I don't remember what it was, and he said that she missed it. But it's a moving target, which is a little different. So he made it seem like she's not any good at shooting. And we know Megan, she doesn't speak up for herself, so she went along with it. But this is showing the polar opposite of that.
I believe that's you right
I think
there.
that's a new hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, you close. That's great shooting. That's good shooting.
Good job, good job.
Okay, he said you close. So I'm going to assume hers was the one up in the corner and not the one in the center. So center was him finally making the target, and then hers was right up above that, which the instructor just said you were really close. So you can see how proud she is of herself. You can see the smile from ear to ear. So she I'm just looking at this scene before I go forward. Okay, so they were staying in the other the what is it, fifth wheel, and so I have a video coming about the fifth wheel, but they were staying in this fifth wheel then before they sold it to get that $200 camper. And look at Megan, she has edges. Her hairline is not as far back. And I know y'all feel like I be riding her hard about her hair, but her hair just shows what she's going through. And that's my main reason for pointing that out. And I don't feel like her hair loss is medical. I feel like it's situational. I feel like something or someone is stressing her hair out of her head, not anything medical. Because we've seen her hair grow back. But anyway, she's proud of herself. She should be proud of herself. This video is almost over, so I'm going to see if her husband gives her any type of props or if he brushes over it. We're about to see.
I think she hit it right there. And she was aiming right there. And hit right there. Yeah. Now I was aiming right there. And you see where I hit. I get one. I told him maybe he'll feel generous before he leaves and gonna leave that with me. Right here.
Okay. So that's the end of that. He said, I was aiming here and you see where I hit it. And she was aiming there and this is where she hit it. He didn't tell us. He didn't show us. So wherever Megan hit, she got way closer to her target than he did. That's obvious. She would have to go back, break it down and explain which hole was hers because Tim didn't want us to know. But you know, anybody with common sense and that's paying attention can see that she had the way the video makes it look like it was her first shot and she hit her target. They haven't said anything about, oh, she tried this and missed, she tried that and missed. She went in for the first time and hit her target. He had several tries. So it's a lot that could be said about this situation, but you know, I don't want to draw it out. My whole thing was, you know, to just reiterate that he's putting a lot of emphasis on getting these gun rights restored, and I just don't know what the obsession about it is. He lives in the country, but they don't have that type of wildlife out there where he needs a gun, you know. So I just pray that past this point nothing horrible happens because he now has those rights restored. But what do you all think about this video? We definitely see who the better shot is. He can say whatever he wants to now because I had to take his word, even though I know what his word is worth. I had to take his word for what he said about her shooting. But Tim, you recorded proof of the opposite. Like, she hit her target first try. How many tries did it take you? And only because there's so many witnesses around, he can never change the story. He did though. He changed it a little because he made us feel like Megan couldn't shoot. Then you go back and look at this and you see that that's not a fact. It's just not a fact. So I'm going to end this video here. I just wanted to give a quick reaction because I ran across this video. I am going to go back and like I said, I have a video that I'm going to put out just covering them and the fifth wheel. But the gun rights video I felt like should come out first because that's where his mind is. So I'm going to end the reaction here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope that you found some value in the video. I want to extend an invitation for anyone who has not subscribed to the channel to go ahead and subscribe. It's free for you to just press the little button, and should you ever decide that you don't want to see it anymore, you can just unsubscribe. My goal is 1,000 subs, so I'm hoping that anyone who frequents the videos would just go ahead and subscribe for me. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and for everyone who has been here since the beginning. I appreciate every single one of you. There is no me without you all. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will see you guys in a couple of days. Bye.